Hi James, hi Jane. I am Gizem and I'll be your facilitator for today. Thanks for coming today. You're both willing to talk about your situation. But before we start the meeting, I want to go through some ground rules that we have agreed to. First of all, can we make sure that our phones are switched off? Yeah. If there is any sort of emergency, we'll leave from that door. The meeting is going to be kept confidential, and as this is a meeting, we don't want any swearing. Please do not interrupt each other. You'll both be given the chance to speak. As agreed, I'll go through the first 3 steps with James, and then the same 3 steps with you, Jane. And then we'll start to explore your needs and see what we need to do to move things forward. Yeah? Okay, James, let's start with your story. What happened?
Well, Mum and I at home have been arguing a lot, and basically she says she doesn't want me to live at home anymore.
Anything else?
Well, we've just been arguing. I suppose I know why. It's because she keeps going through my room and at home, and she keeps going through my stuff because she doesn't trust me anymore. And every time she comes home and goes through my room, it makes her really angry because I've told her there's no reason not to trust me anymore.
So your mum keeps going into your room,
Yeah.
but you don't know why? Or is there anything else?
Well, I do know why she keeps doing it. It's because a few months ago she found some weed in my room, and it was in a drawer, and I was pressured into taking it home by some people that I used to hang around with at school.
Okay, so your mum found cannabis in your room.
Yeah.
And because of that, she's been checking your room, and you've been having arguments. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
Well, I keep saying to my mum that I don't hang around with those same people anymore because of what they push me to do things I don't want to do. So I don't hang around the same people anymore. And the only reason I was with them is because I was at a new secondary school, and I had no friends at the time. And so I was playing football and I saw these group of boys, and I thought, oh well, they seem like nice people. So I just started hanging around with them and got into that crowd really.
Okay, thanks James for that. I'm just going to take you through some key moments and see how you were thinking and how you were feeling at the time. Before everything happened, what were you thinking?
Well, I was at a new school, so I was thinking that I just wanted to make some friends. I just wanted to fit in with a group of people, really.
And how were you feeling at the time?
I was feeling pretty lonely and a bit sorry for myself, so I just wanted to make a group of friends as quick as possible.
So you were feeling really lonely?
Yeah.
So after you smoked the cannabis with the group of boys, what were you thinking then?
I was thinking if my mum knew what I was doing, she'd absolutely kill me. And I just thought, why am I doing it? But then again, I was with the group of boys and they seemed to like me, and if I didn't do it, then they wouldn't want me to hang around with them anymore, and I'd be by myself, so I just got on and did it.
How were you feeling at the time?
I was feeling quite pressured into doing it, and a bit confused because I thought if I don't do it, then I won't have any friends and they'll think negatively of me, and if I do it, then they'll think I'm cool and just yeah.
Okay. So then you took the cannabis home and your mum confronted you about it when she found it.
Yeah.
What were you thinking then?
I thought, why did I do that? I knew I was going to get into trouble. I just thought, oh no. I put my foot in it, and I just thought, why did I take it home? I don't know why I did it. Why did I let them people pressure me into doing something which I know I shouldn't have done? And that my mum's always taught me like morals and how to respect the house, and I've disrespected her.
Okay. How were you feeling?
I was feeling disappointed in myself and really annoyed, and I let myself down really because I could see that Mum was really angry. So I could see the frustration in her and the upset, so I was feeling annoyed with myself because I don't want her to feel like that.
So you were disappointed in yourself?
Yeah.
Now that we've been through all of this, what are you thinking now?
I'm thinking that I just want to resolve the situation. I think I've said to Mum again and again and again, I don't hang around the same people. I don't I'm not around, I don't smoke weed anymore. It was something I did with them, and I got myself into this trouble, and I've seen how it's affected like everything. So I just don't want to do it anymore. So I think I just want to move on and get on with everything like normal.
Okay. And how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling quite sad about it, but I just want to get on and have a good relationship with my mum again.
Okay. Thanks, James. So, who do you think has been affected from all of this?
I think I've been affected because since my mum found the weed in my room, we've not been getting on very well and arguing a lot at home. So every time I come home from school or somewhere and I see she goes through my room, we argue, so it's affected me at home. Also, because of what happened, I don't hang around with the same people. So I don't have any friends at school, or as many as I did before. So I'm feeling pretty lonely at school, so it's affected me at home and at school.
So you think you've been affected?
Yeah.
Is there anyone else that has been affected?
Yeah, mum's been affected because obviously I've misplaced her trust and she keeps going through my stuff, and yeah, I've upset her.
So you and your mum's been affected. Anyone else?
I think my little sister Katie as well, because obviously she can hear us arguing in the house, and obviously it's not nice for her.
So your sister has also been affected. What has been the hardest thing for you, Jim?
The hardest thing I think is falling out with mum, because I always thought that we got on really well together, and we've never really had any issues before. We've kind of like just get on really well, and I like being around her. And so I think that's the hardest thing, is falling out with my mum.
Okay. Thanks, James, for sharing your thoughts and feelings with me. Jane, would you like to tell me what happened?
It's just like he said, I got into his room, and one of the days when I was just tidying up his room, and I just pulled out his cupboards and I saw this roll of cannabis in there, and it's just pretty upsetting to see it. But I wasn't really sure how he got there, so I thought, waiting and asking what happened. And so he came back from school, and I asked him, and he said it was his. So that kind of like threw me, because it wasn't expected. He's supposed to be a very gentle, understanding child, and for me to find that in his room was very, very upsetting. So we've just been into this massive argument about it, and I just kept trying to explain to him, because his younger sister, could have walked into the room, opened his drawers, seen the same thing, and who knows what she would have thought it was, and opened it and put it in her mouth. I'm trying to explain to him that it's upsetting, one, for me, and then it's not safe for his sister to have had that around in the house, and he's just doesn't seem to understand, really.
So you found cannabis
Yes,
in James' room. You were shocked, but you kind of doubted it, and when you confronted him about it, he told you it was his.
Yes.
So that made you really upset, and
Very upset.
it led to arguments in your house. And you were worried about James and
his
your daughter
sister.
Katie.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else?
Yeah, well, I found the cannabis in his room, like I said, and so as a result of that, I've taken to going into his room and checking his room. Well, he said to me he doesn't smoke cannabis anymore, but it wasn't something that I was expecting to see him do, so I'm kind of like I'm not really sure what to expect of him anymore, so I have to be very careful, and make sure that the house is safe, all the time, and just make sure I keep an eye out for him and know what he's doing. So I do go into his room, from time to time, even while I'm tidying up or when I'm not tidying up, just to go and check to make sure he's not doing anything wrong. And a couple of times he's seen me going into his room just to check up on him, and he just keeps having this massive argument. I shouldn't go into his room, I shouldn't search his room. But like I tried to explain to him, I found the cannabis in his room, so I am within my rights to search it and to make sure, that Katie is safe in the house as well. So we've just fallen out as a result of that.
Okay, so you've been checking his room
Yeah.
to make sure that there isn't anything there.
Yeah.
James,
Anything that's not supposed to be there. Yeah. I don't tell him off if I see magazines and all of that stuff in his room. It's just to be, to safeguard the house, really, especially for his sister.
Okay. I want to check his room, but James is asking for some privacy.
Yeah.
But you also want him to understand that you have to do it
Yeah.
to trust him again.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else, James?
Yeah, because he just doesn't let me to, go through his things. He just keeps throwing all this fuss about it. I decided to speak to the school as well. So I spoke to the school if there was anything they could help me do, because I live at home with him and his sister. His dad left a long time ago, and there isn't any real role model for him. So I just wanted if there was somebody else apart from me in school who would keep an eye on him, and that's
Okay. So you wanted to ask the school for
for
some
help. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Jane. I'm going to take you through some key moments too, and see how you were thinking and feeling at certain times. What were you thinking before everything happened? Before you found the cannabis in you?
Well, like I said, it's been a difficult times for us, especially when his dad left. So I thought at the moment, he's got into a new school, we're building our lives together, and I thought things were moving on well. So that's what I was thinking at that moment.
Yeah. How were you feeling?
I was feeling okay. Everyone's settling in now, so not too stressful, but yeah, life was fine.
Okay. So you were doing fine,
Yeah.
and then you found the cannabis in James' room. What were
Yeah.
you thinking then?
First of all, I was really shocked. I was really shocked because it made me to think. Was there something he wasn't telling me? I was wondering where was this behavior coming from. It was so unlike him to hang around boys who would make him smoke cannabis, and up to the extent of bringing it home. So it was a pretty worrying time for me. So yeah, I was feeling a little bit inadequate as a mother. I wasn't really sure if it was something I wasn't doing well. Was it I wasn't allowing him to express himself, or was it something out there he was? So it's just a pretty unsettling time, for a mother to go through that. So I wasn't feeling happy about it at all. Yeah, pretty sad, really.
So you were really upset.
And angry, yeah.
Okay, and then you confronted James about it when he came home,
Yeah.
and he told you that it was his.
Yeah.
What were you thinking then?
I was thinking he must be joking, because I was in denial really when I found the cannabis. So I thought he was going to say something like, I don't know how he got there, and then he said it was his. So it was really annoying. So I was thinking, where did this come from? Where's this attitude, this behavior coming from? So yeah, I was really upset with him.
What are you thinking now?
Now I'm thinking about it. I probably didn't handle the situation very well because I didn't think it was his. I didn't think it was something that he would go and do. So I probably didn't handle the whole situation properly. So I know I did that wrongly. Maybe I could have been a little bit more empathetic to him. But yeah, I think.
How are you feeling now?
Now I'm feeling pretty upset, because he just doesn't seem to understand that I have to safeguard the house, make sure that he's fine. I know he says I should trust him more, and he's not doing that anymore. But you hear all this news, children are doing all this, they're up to all sorts of tricks, and you just have to be sure as a mother. It's one behavior that he's picked up. What other thing, is he picking up? So him not understanding my need to make sure that he's fine and the house is safe is pretty worrying to me.
Okay. Thanks for sharing your thoughts and feelings with me. Who do you think has been affected by this?
Well, I think the most person that's been affected is James. I've lost trust in him. I know he's feeling upset with himself for the behavior that he's gone ahead and done. So it must be. It must be affecting him. We don't have have the relationship that we used to have anymore. So I think him has been most affected.
Is there anyone else?
Well, I've been affected by it. He's lost my trust completely, it's not like impossible to build the trust again, but that's just a stain in the relationship. And no matter how many times he apologizes, it's not going to change the fact that that's happened. So that's affected me as well.
Okay. Is there anyone else that has been affected?
My daughter Katie's been affected. Like I said, after the separation with their dad, we had a rocky time at home, but we were all, doing very well, and she was getting over that. And now I just have this massive arguments with James, and she's always cringy and afraid, and she's not as bubbly as she used to be anymore. So I know she's been affected by it as well.
So you're saying that James has been affected, you
Yeah.
have been affected, and your daughter Katie has been affected. Okay, Jane, what has been the hardest thing for you?
The hardest bit for me was when I found the cannabis in his room. That was really hard. It was hard when he admitted that it was his, it's hard as well, when he doesn't want me to talk about it, and he keeps getting very defensive about it. So it's really hard for us to be able to find common ground, and so it's affecting our relationship, and that's been really hard.
Okay, so finding the cannabis in his room was really hard for you.
Yes, it was.
And you have been having arguments, and you find that really hard to cope with at home. Okay, thank you, Jane. I'm going to come back to you, James. You said that you were feeling disappointed in yourself. What do you need to make this feel better?
Well, the reason I feel disappointed is because there's always a reminder of what I did, and it's because my mum doesn't trust me, so she always brings it back up. So I want my mum to trust me and believe what I say when I say that I don't hang around the same people anymore. I want her to believe it when I say I don't smoke weed anymore or anything. I don't hang around with the same people. I'm not influenced, I'm not peer pressured into doing it. And it seems like she just doesn't believe me.
So you need your mum to trust you again?
Yeah.
Is there anything else you need?
Well, the thing that upset me the most is that Mum said that she didn't want me to live at home anymore because she doesn't trust me. And that's really hard for me. Like, I don't want to move out of home. I love being at home with my mum and sister. And so I don't want to move out. So I want her to want me to be at home.
Okay, so you need your mum to want you to live at home with her. Why would this make you feel better?
Well, if I stayed at home and we resolved this, then it will be easier to. It won't be as disruptive. If I had to move out, I don't know where I'd go. I might have to go to my dad, but I've not seen him in 4 years, so I don't really have a relationship with him anymore. So it'd just be easier to stay at home.
Okay, and is there anything else you need, James?
I need her, I think, to understand that I've changed, and that if she still doesn't believe me by the end of the day, I'm willing to, but I'm not lying at all. She thinks I'm lying and I'm not. So if she wants me to take a lie detector, it doesn't bother me. I will, because I've got nothing to hide. So she needs to understand that I've changed.
Okay, thank you, James. What do you think we could do to make things, to put things right with your mum?
And I think probably for her to maybe not bring up the argument again and just leave it where it is. And I'm not saying to have complete trust. I know I understand it's going to take time to rebuild that, but for her to just kind of just leave it and get over it.
Okay, thank you, James. So Jane, what do you need for things to get better with your son?
First of all, I need him to understand he can't have the privacy that he used to have anymore. He needs to understand. He needs to understand. I have to go through his things and just make sure that he's safe and his sister is safe. So I need him to understand that, and that's most important to me. I also need him to understand that he's lost my trust. It's going to take a while to build it back. But all this massive arguments is not helping matters at all. So to just listen to me when I speak to him, and maybe then we can just begin to get things on the right footing.
So you need things to calm down.
Yeah.
You want James to understand that you have to check his room
Yeah.
in order to.
Just to be sure that he's safe. Yeah.
Okay. What does this make you feel though?
Finding the cannabis in his room was like I say, it was really shocking. So it's kind of like made me think as a mother if I wasn't looking after them properly. So it will make me feel better that I am keeping on top of things, checking up on them, making sure that they're doing the right things and they're listening to me when I speak to them. So it will make me feel better that I'm on track and I'm doing the right things for them.
Okay, thanks, Jane. So, considering these, what do we need to do to move things forward?
I don't know. Maybe agree on some rules regarding him staying back at home, because he's just wanting to do his own thing by himself and not letting me in. That's one of the reasons why I said it's getting out of hand. I've informed the school and it doesn't seem like anything is happening. And so the ultimatum I gave him was that he was going to leave the house. So if we can have some rules where everybody abide by those rules, probably will be able to move things forward from where we are currently.
Okay, that's a great idea, Jane. Is there anything else you want to say?
Well, I've listened to him and I've heard him say he doesn't do it anymore. He kept on telling me he's not smoking cannabis anymore, hanging around those boys anymore. But I just wasn't sure he was telling the truth. So I think that it's reassuring to know that he is telling the truth and he's sorry for what he's done and bringing the cannabis home.
Okay, thanks for sharing that with me, Jane. James, what do you think about what your mum has suggested about the rules?
I think that's probably a good idea, because then we'd have some understanding between us and kind of like, instead of bringing it all back up again, they're like rules and it's easier to function right.
Okay, so how would it be if we came up with our rules here to agree to make sure that we agree to all of them?
Yeah.
So we can come up with a few. Is there any you would like to suggest, Jane?
Well, the major reason why we're having all this massive arguments was just him not letting me to check his room. So I don't mind if I could go into his room once a week to just, thoroughly search it and make sure that, there are no weapons or drugs or anything in the house. That would be a good rule to start with.
And would you agree with that, James?
Yeah, so would it be once a week, or would it be randomly, or would it be?
It has to be a random one, because if I said I'll be checking your room every Tuesday, then I think if you brought something that I'm not supposed to see, and Tuesday is the day for check, you could,
Well, I've got nothing
Great.
to hide anyway, but yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Okay, so we've agreed to that. James, is there any suggestions you would like to make?
Perhaps to not to keep bringing up the subjects of what happened, just to leave it and move forward with it instead of bringing it up all the time.
Okay, so you don't want the subject to be brought up again?
No, I just want to forget about it now.
You don't want any arguments?
No.
Okay. How about talk to each other in a calm manner? How would that be as a rule?
I could do that, I think, yeah.
And you, Jane?
Sounds like a good
Okay. And James, you suggested something in our previous meeting about joining an after-school club.
Yeah, because I don't have many friends at school anymore, maybe I could go to like another after school club or a different football club on the weekends or something, so I can make new friends.
Okay, so we've agreed to 3 rules. You're allowed to check Jamie's room once a week. Is that fine?
Yeah.
You're going to be talking in a calm manner, and you have agreed to join an after school club in order to have a social life and get things better for yourself and for your mom, and hopefully things will turn out right at home. So now that we've agreed to certain rules, is there anything else you would like to add?
No, I can't think of anything else at the moment.
Okay, hopefully with time and with these rules, things will get better at home for you guys. Thank you so much for coming to the meeting. I hope we have found the right solutions for both of you. If at any times things go downhill, please give me a call.